Right folks, welcome to this exciting video where you once again join me in the wild landscape of Scotland. And today I've come to the little corner of Angus called Ferryden, which is like a little coastal village at the opposite side of the Montrose Basin entrance. This is Montrose at the far side here, and Montrose Harbour. And Ferryden's a big part of the Montrose Harbour, which is quite cool. And I'm sure it's run by the Montrose Port Authority. But an adventure like this, I just thought it was super cool to come along and see if we can see any ships and stuff like that. So let's get into it, folks. So little Scottish towns and communities like this were built around the harbour and the sea. And at the entrance to the Montrose Basin here is the wild North Sea, and it's an incredible scene with waves rolling in. But I'm amazed at the size of these ships which come in. They'll have to wait until the tide is high before they can make their way into this harbour here at Montrose. And some of these ships are just absolutely massive. I often think the character of these little coastal towns is just often like the same as the Scottish Islands. The houses are built right on the edge of the water, and when the tide's in, it flows right up to the edge of this harbour wall. That shed's built on stilts. Check this out, folks. This is a view of the Ferryden Harbour that we've never seen before on this channel. It's so cool to come down and explore new places. The roar coming from these ships is just incredible. There must be generators and engines running the whole time that they're in port. And there's all sorts of boats here, most likely for fishing and stuff like that. All these closer boats here will all be fishing vessels, probably out in the wild North Sea most days. I've often come to this area at Ferryden and stuff, but never actually explored down at the water's edge and tried to see the ships. Sometimes there's absolutely massive ships harboured here, and I can see there is a few further across there. But I think there's just no way of getting right around because it's all fenced off. Wow, it's been so interesting to see that. It'd be cool if one of these ships started making its way out of the harbour. Oh, the roar coming from that ship over there, the blue one, it's just crazy, folks. This is what I love to do on this channel, folks. It's like a rich variety of different things. I just explore all places and all things in Scotland. It's cool to have that variety of stuff. Here's somebody's little boat here, look at this. It would be pretty scary going out into the North Sea on a thing like that. The waves are often quite ferocious. Yeah, these boats are massive. I can see there's big piles of timber stacks up on the harbour wall at the far side. Oh look, these are catamaran type boats on the side here. And there's massive cranes and stuff along at the harbour there. Yeah, it must be crazy being on some of those ships when it's just that roar from the engine the whole time. I think the tide might almost be fully in. Most of these harbour towns were most likely constructed in the 1800s when the Industrial Revolution was in full flow, and the harbours were such a key thing in the industry of Britain. It's cool to record a small Scottish village like this as well and just show the American audience and audiences all over the world what a small little Scottish coastal village actually looks like. Tons of these creel nets and stuff stacked up at the side, and I can hear the noise of some loud car exhausts coming from Montrose. Up that direction there is like where the Montrose Basin is, and like when the tide's out, that's totally dry, like a big wet mud plain. And then it looks like the tide's coming in, because it looks like it's proper like flowing up in here. And then even rivers like the river South Esk and stuff, which flows into the basin, they're all tidal rivers, so they rise and fall with the tide, even miles inland, which is an interesting thing. Yeah, it doesn't look like any of these ships are going out or into the harbour today though. Here we go, folks. I'm going to try and make my way along the edge. Oh no way, the water's coming right up to the edge of the harbour wall. This is crazy, folks. This is where they hang their nets, I believe, to dry their nets and repair them. Yeah, I'm not going to make it along there because the water's going right to the wall. What a scene it is, folks, and it's the perfect place for a short video like this. A little walkabout. That's the industrial side of Montrose that we can see at the other side of the water. It's all industry and big companies. Whereas this side at Ferryden, it's more residential and beautiful little coastal properties. Anyway, that's been a short video, but I'm going to end this one here. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll be back soon with the next one, wherever I end up going.